walking inside of the tent. It is lit with candles inside and is extremely dark. None of the light from outside makes it past these entry porticos of linens that cover her a little bit here. She's inside of her wagon. Right next to it, there's an entire wall of the wagon that drops down, and you see as there's pillows and cushions laid all across the ground, but she has this very beautiful, ornate, gaudy, colorful pinwheel of things happening in the wagon. It all explodes outward as you see all of these draped linens that kind of create this whole little environment, but it is a very plush, soft room kind of presented here on the floor. This tiny little lady wearing a dark red gold laced cloak, wrinkles across all of her face, tiny little hands. She's 4.5 feet tall. She looks up at you all. Welcome, Sarkis. It's a pleasure to finally get to meet you.
You as well, of course. You knew we were coming.
It is my job to keep due diligence of all far travelers. Sometimes I just don't always see in the right order. See your ends before I meet you, and I meet you before I see your ends. One by one welcomes you all into her little abode here, and there's already a seat for each of you set around her, a circle of sitting Indian style on the ground, looking over a little crystal ball in front of her. And she's shuffling a pack of cards that seem to be almost twice as large as her hands. And Kavi, welcome little lady. Vox, Larissa, and Flea, you hideous little beast, you. You look better. And
Pleased to make your acquaintance.
It's a pleasure to meet you as well. She hands Sarka tissue paper. It's just right before. Yep, there you go.
Some strange allergies since I came to this land. Certainly feels like we're in the right place, though.
It's a touch of destiny about you.
Now you're speaking my language. Not sure what we're here for or what we're looking for, but I know we found you. Maybe we can get some answers, perhaps a key to leave this place.
Leaving will certainly be an accomplishment that you can be proud of. The type of thing that one could die well for a chance to leave this place. Don't be in too much of a hurry. Slowly shuffling the cards as she looks over all of you all, just gazing into your eyes for what feels like minutes of time, asking you about yourselves, speaking about things that she shouldn't rightly know. Getting distracted, she drops a card onto the dark black silken fabric stretched out in front of you all. This is a peculiar moment. Location, place to be vigilant. Stay in the present. This location speaks of knowledge. Knowledge of the ancient will help you. Knowledge is power. This will be the power to help you understand your enemy. Understand the ancient powers of this place. Those that you've been touched by, looking to flee. Those that you've been touched by, looking to Sarkis. The ancients that affect everyone here. Happiness has been forbidden in this land. You'll find this knowledge with a wealthy woman, a staunch ally of the devil, but she has this great treasure under lock and key, closest to the most precious of things, and with bones of an ancient ally, and looking to an ally that would be close to your heart. Your god may be removed in these lands, but you might find under lock and key are the bones of an ancient ally of yours, an ancient enemy of hers. And then within a moment, her speech kind of gets a little bit more, like, less faded and a little bit more, like, back to the present. And she kind of drops right back into just having, like, chit-chatty conversations with you all. Asking Kavi about some of the books that she's been reading, almost questioning you on thoughts, like reminding you of things that the Durst Manor has already started to consume from your memory. She's very proddy, and she's clearly somebody who knows more. She's already spoke about things that happen in other places, talking about things that you've not talked about. It's very casual until another card pops out of the deck as she's shuffling it. This is something past, lost to time. This location can be a powerful force for you, long forgotten in this land. An ally to be with you, within you, held at your heart. This is something for good and protection. A symbol like yours. She would look to both Vox and Zarissa. A great symbol of hope. Hope in a land devoid. You will find a man is not what he seems. He does all he can to hide his valor. He has even given up his greatest friend, abandoned. See him travel in a wagon. No Vistani wagon. He is out of sorts. He travels in a wagon of wonders and very bright. It's loud. He's a bringer of joy. This land has no space for his kind here. It has lost its fight. This land has no valor remaining. But this man, he does everything to hide it. He is a great warrior hiding in plain sight. This man, he has that symbol. He will not help you. But if you find that within his camp, this item, it will be a great aid for you in your fight against the devil. Her speech just falls back into casually chatting with you all. She continues to shuffle as if neither of these cards have been pulled. Chit-chatting about your day, about traveling, asking why you didn't come straight from Sere Falls. Another card pops out of the deck while she's shuffling. This location is of the future. Future that has not risen. No future hope cannot overtake the horizon. There's no completion. This is a wand that commands the rising day. It's the power of the ages. It's a fallen house. Silver scattered to thieves. Their guard has fallen. Even dragons are crushed with the sinking mist. Look to the highest peak of the faraway land. In a silver vision of these dragons, you will find your completion, the rising sun. And at the edge of a blade, we will all see the sunrise. She continues on, asking if you want a glass of wine. You need anything to be comfortable until everything begins. Card pops out. She seems lost in the moment. This location speaks of help. In dire times ahead, even great heroes falter. Each needs their inspiration to remember their humility. Without it, this card sheds light on one who will help you. They will be great in battle. They will battle perpetually against the darkness. And as she looks down over the card, she stops. Cannot be. Cards lie. I see a dead man. Man noble of birth, squandered. His life is gone. His life has been a foul perversion, perverted potential. Things he did with his widow are horrible. Pays for that now. Your vigilance has not faltered. It is a disgusting thing. Your great ally is already dead. A little quiet. She kind of comes to, looks for her wine, noticeably shaken, noticeably quiet. She looks around. After a moment, she grabs a little leather pouch. She rolled like a little cigarette for herself, and she sits there. She lights it. She starts to smoke. A haze enters into the room. All of you feel maybe a little bit cloudy as things start to fill, and it seems almost as if the air is stagnant in this place. And she continues to shuffle the cards. There's a moment where she's shaking, holding this cigarette in her hand. This location is a certainty, finality, in a land which even life does not end in death. Collapsing, crushing force. Flips over the card very purposefully here and sets it down in the table. Collapsing, crushing force beyond mortality. This is your enemy. The land, the ancient, the darkness. Your greatest threat is deep in a dungeon of bones. The crushing cold grasp of death awaits you in that blasted place. She points to the north. It's just one of the random corners of this actual area. And then in a moment, she just almost like exhaustedly collapses. Seems even smaller than before, but she seems to be sitting in front of you all, head covered in her robe, silently smoking. Did the Dark One show you what you wished to see? Was that what you had hoped for? Was it worth your travels? Looking ahead, as if she can't see any of the cards in front of her. Locked in your gaze. Yes, libations. We most feel exhausted. Zarina, please bring us a few carafes. Let us enjoy some drink. You all enjoy wine of the land? We've very recently gotten this bottle of Fireball. I believe that could be very interesting. One of the younger boys has brought a few of these medals back for Loco. Think we also have some ales. Do you have any of the Doomseeker brew? What would you all like?
Carissa's gonna shake her head. No, thanks.
Vox will also decline on this occasion, having heard such sombering fortunes.
Well, we certainly got our fortunes read. I'm not sure we learned anything, though. I probably have more questions now than before we got here.
Don't suspect the playthings of the devil would be excited to hear why you've arrived in this place. Perhaps rest assured that there are more powers than simply the ancient evils of this land, and perhaps you all can shine, make a difference. But for now, perhaps some dance, little music, and maybe you all can build up an appetite. She stands up in the moment of taking back to her feet. All of a sudden, it's as if the noise of the music and the dance outside has been let into the tent. The loud beat of a drum, singing from many different voices outside, as if the party atmosphere was always around you, but for just a few moments was locked out from the tent. She reaches an arm out, holding up the edge of the tent just a little bit. The littlest bit of light coming in from outside, the candlelight, and this misty experience inside of this tent was creation as much as a presentation. And she steps out, just very slowly walking off into the crowd.